So today I have in a watch from a brand that I haven't gotten hands on with in quite a long time. At least when it comes to their watches, they also happen to be one of my favorite strap companies, and I wear their straps a lot. The brand is Vario Watches. The watch is the Empire Tuxedo Chronograph. I don't see a lot of companies coming out with this style of watch, so that makes it all the more fun to wear. Now, full disclosure, Vario did give this to the channel for free, and I do not have to return it, although they have zero input into the contents of today's video. But I just want to be 100% transparent with you guys. So let's get straight to it and check out the watch. Now, these are available in a number of different color configurations, each limited to 50 pieces. I was just on the site and I see one of my favorites, the salmon dial, has already sold out. So not sure how long these will last, but with a cost under 300 USD, I could see them going fairly fast. The watch itself draws on design language from the Art Deco movement, everything from the case design down to the dial details, but with a modern flair. The dial gives you a lot to look at, but is still clean and doesn't feel cluttered. The center section of the dial has a guilloche pattern, then up at the top portion is the applied Vario text. Both subdials have a brushed sunburst effect, which we'll get into more in a second here. The outer ring is radially brushed with that very cool font for the hour markers. The chaptering is thin, but still easy enough to read. And as a whole, I think the dial is beautiful. The hour and minute hands are skeletonized, and they can definitely blend into the dial in some lighting situations, but they do look really good on the watch. The movement is the VK64 Mecha Quartz movement from Seiko. I like the movement other than one thing. I'd prefer to see that 24-hour subdial at the 3 be turned into somehow a running seconds. I know it's a pretty common complaint with a lot of people, but it would just be so much better. Over at the 3 is the minute counter for the chronograph. We'll fire it up here, and the nice thing with these movements is the pusher action, which is a lot better than the usual mushy feeling quartz chronograph movements. We'll stop it here and reset. And you get that nice snappy reset there too, like you would with a lot of mechanical chronographs. As far as setting the time goes, the crown is super easy to get a hold of and adjust the time. Just advance the time here a little bit. Feels good and sturdy, and I think it suits the watch perfectly too. The case design is using an interesting take on horn lugs. They're more of a modern look, a little sleeker, and not as pronounced as they tended to be back in the day, and I think it works very well on the watch. Speaking of lugs, they are drilled for easy strap changes. The top of the case and lugs are polished with brushwork on the case sides. The case back is etched with an image of the Empire State Building, which is where Vario took a lot of their inspiration for this watch and its Art Deco design. The strap on the watch is Italian leather. I am a huge fan of their straps, and this is right up there with some of their better ones. Even if you're not interested in the watch, I highly recommend Vario for their straps. This one is comfortable straight out of the box, no break-in required at all. The hardware is fairly basic, but it is signed with Vario. Size on the watch comes in at a width of 38.1 millimeters. Lug to lug, 46.2 millimeters. Lug opening is 20 millimeters, and the thickness is 10.9 millimeters. Water resist on the watch is 50 meters, which isn't bad for this style of watch, and the crystal is sapphire with an anti-reflective treatment. And here it is on my 7.25-inch wrist. One thing I forgot to mention actually with the strap, I just sort of reminded myself when I put the watch on, is it is quick release. I think Vario did very well with this one. It's a beautiful watch, Pricing is good too at 298 USD. I believe there's a discount happening until the end of August too, and I'm not sure what the discount code is, but if you go to their site, you should be able to find that as long as you're there before the end of the month. So that is it. Really appreciate you taking a few minutes to stop by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.